Afternoon. Thanks for being here today at 4. I'm Gilbert Corsi.
And I'm Fallon Glick. UK looked inside the Wildcat family to find its new head men's basketball coach, tapping alum Mark Pope to take over for Coach John Calipari.
The school announced his hire this morning, and WDRB's Tyler Greever and Eric Crawford are telling us more about the captain of the '96 championship team who is now coming home. Hey, guys.
Gilbert, I'm glad you started there because before we start this conversation, let's hear from the coach of that 1996 national championship team, Rick Pitino, on his former captain taking the job that he once held.
And I couldn't be any more prouder than to see Mark Pope lead the Kentucky Wildcats to another championship. He'll get it done. He's got the right stock, he's got a beautiful family, and he loves, absolutely loves, Kentucky across his chest.
Now, Eric, I don't think that last point from Mr. Pitino is debatable, but this is a hire that I would deem to be a bit unexpected, considering the big names Kentucky swung for. What were your feelings on it when you heard about it?
How about that? The most passionate endorsement we get is from the former coach from up in New York. We haven't heard from the current coach yet. Heard a little bit on radio from the athletic director. No, this is not who anybody really expected. We knew Mark Pope was there. We knew he was going to be a possibility if they missed on a lot of people. I think the surprise to me was they didn't necessarily go out shaking a lot of trees for a lot of other people. Now we know they talked to Scott Drew, and I believe that Scott Drew was who Mitch Barnhart originally wanted in this. But I think the thing about Mark Pope that I come away with, I'm not so sure he's not better for Kentucky than Scott Drew would have been. He may not be better than some of the other people we were talking about, but I believe when you compare those two, Kentucky might have gotten the better fit.
I think his fit is so interesting from this perspective is that it's been a rough 4 to 5 years for Kentucky. I think we all know that. And it really, we talked about Louisville needing a shot at life and a change with some energy. Eric, I think Kentucky, you can make the same type of argument that there needs to be a little bit of shift in terms of more focus on the program and getting more banners up than, John Calipari was very proud of all the NBA products and stuff, and that matters, but I think a lot of Kentucky fans wanted to see a change.
Yeah, they did. I don't know that I would go so far as to call it down. They were ranked in the top 5 in the country a lot during those 5 years. They had the National Player of the Year, and he came back and played more. They had, wonderful players during that time. They just did not get it done at tournament time, and the formula Calipari was using and probably will continue to use at Arkansas of talented freshmen, win with young guys. It's harder and harder to do in the day of transfer portal when everybody's older and they're building with experience. You can't do that. I think Mark Pope is more comfortable in the world where college basketball is now, certainly more modern offense and style of play, and fans I think will have fun with it.
Yeah, I think hires like this where you're hiring a guy who might be a little younger and unproven than some of the giants we were used to in former jobs is what we're seeing in college basketball, especially for these blue blood gigs. And, well, we've seen it now with Louisville and Kentucky with their 2 hires, Pat Kelsey and Mark Pope. Eric Crawford said it's going to be like watching 2 puppies go at it.
You can't dislike either guy. No, they're both nice. What are we going to do? No, they're going to have to get into it or something. Yeah.
And yes, Eric Crawford, somebody asked, what's wrong with puppies fighting? Eric loves watching
Oh, no,
puppies
there's nothing.
Fight. There's nothing wrong
with
that. It's fun. All right, he's Eric Crawford. I'm Tyler. We got more coverage coming for you throughout the day.